So Owen Benjamin, comedian, former actor, turned home. Oh my god, I can tell I'm already gonna love this. I see a Subaru and talking about Bo Burnham, who I actually like his vibe. Joel Osteen, Hollywood's lesbian look. Is this like an advertisement, it seems?
Hi, everybody. Sorry for being a little late. The roads were bad, so it took me longer to get my mail. It's that simple. I'm going to wait for confirmation that I'm live. My internet isn't doing great today, so if it cuts out, just know that it's not the Illuminati. It is, I'm live. Nice. Is Cod here? Awesome. 1 second. I got a funny one for you guys today. Nice and lighthearted. It's about lesbians. All right. Live on UA. Awesome. Cod's there. Beautiful. First off, everyone wants to talk about victim groups. Oh, I'm a victim. I'm a Jew. I like sodomy, so I'm the victim. The only real victim group that's ever existed, in my opinion, is giants. And granted, we have such a great life, it balances it out. I mean, we have big hammers. We can reach high shelves. People want us to be leaders. We get really attractive wives. We do well in battle. So I wouldn't exchange it. I wouldn't exchange it. That being said, it is a known fact that everybody feels super comfortable just beating the giant. My three boys, and my 1-year-old is already trying to kill me with a trident. They find no problem at all just yelling, "Kill the giant," and just beating me. Here we go. This is from last night. I was just trying to enjoy my fire. Get him, Jack. Jack's on my team. Jack, get him. Oh, he's coming. Jack's coming. He's coming out of the sea. Come on, do something, George. Oh, no, here comes Charlie.
Jack, keep killing him.
Oh, no. See, the problem is then you awaken the giant. I think the best way to play with your kids, because it's good for fathers to play rough with their kids. It really helps them. Have them intimidated by you like you do Crush, but let them crush enough where they think if they had a really good day, they'd win. Let a 3-year-old think that, like me and Walter will do races and stuff like that. Don't lay off the gas, but give them enough where they're like, I could beat this guy. Down goes Goliath. It's one of the most quoted stories in my house is David and Goliath. It's like, I'm David, you're Goliath. And then just beating and hitting. And I'm just like, thanks a lot, Bible. My boys ask on the daily to wrestle. Oh yeah, we wrestle every day. We're very physical. And so then, don't get me wrong, then you pick them up and they know that they'll lose, but they think they might win. Don't really rub it in how much bigger you are. All right, let's continue. This video made me laugh a lot. I have no idea who this dude is, but check it out.
Keep with Joel Osteen. Hey man, you're a piece of shit, right? 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 Come on, yeah, right? Yeah, Take care, folks.
I
More
love
of that, please.
That made me laugh. I'm gonna watch it again. Watch Joel Osteen. There's nothing these people can do at this point. I don't know if you guys realize this, but the mainstream media infrastructure is completely collapsing with the Chris Cuomo firing and how they're frantically trying to cover that up. Now Don Lemon is being revealed in the Jussie Smollett case that he helped Jussie cover a fake hate crime. I mean, these things you don't come back from. And even if they just keep pretending and they just keep running their quote unquote news, no one cares anymore. It's kind of like that time in the Hunger Games when they leave the Capitol and there's just like graffiti everywhere and people are pissed. And sometimes the people in the Hunger Games don't realize how much people hate them. Bitter fruit and juicy fruit. Yeah. And don't get into the hate. Like, don't fantasize about killing these people or anything like that. Just, build up your life. Laugh at them, mock them. But it's good news for people like us because now Chris Cuomo is no different than me, except he won't be allowed unauthorized. Ryan Long's content creator label is funny, super funny. They're just content creators and they're really, really bad at it. They lie. Like all of their quote unquote power is gone. They just don't know it yet. One of the things that I think, that got me into quote unquote trouble, but has always been true is I think I can see things years ahead of time that other people can't see because I know what gives someone value and whether or not it's already gone. It's kind of like, if you give someone a wound and you're like, you're already dead. You have about 3 minutes. And they're like, oh no, I'm crushing it. It's like, you now have 2 minutes and now you're dead. It's the same with these media personalities. It's like they have so much power and they can influence, and all influence is based on trust.
That's like these like Jezebel spirits. They'll do something annoying and then you beat them and then they come back like a week later. It's like, I'm back for more. It's not over. No, it's over. No, it's not over. No, it's over. They just keep coming back for more. Same thing. He's like, these people are just like bleeding out and it's like, you got 3 minutes to live. And they're like, no, I know. Okay, now you got 2 minutes to live. I love it. I love the synchrony. We're all experiencing the same annoying behaviors in people. Let's hear it again.
Value and whether or not it's already gone. But the real, the scene in Kill Bill definitely got where he has like 10 steps and he's dead. It's like, go ahead, 10 steps. And they can spin it and pretend it's the Me Too movement. Oh, this brand. Oh, it's this label. Oh, I'm being attacked. Oh, she wanted it or whatever. It's like, dude, Chris Cuomo's brother, Andrew Cuomo, granted, I'm not a germ theory guy. So this doesn't even, I haven't chastised this guy over this because I don't think COVID spreads from person to person. I think there is a disease. I think there is a purge. I think there is symptoms and stuff. And I think it spreads from TV screens. I think it spreads from toxicity. I got theories. I can't prove any of it, but we all have theories. But Andrew Cuomo put all these COVID patients in a nursing home and 9,000 elderly people died. So that's the real story. And if they went to court over that, it would bankrupt New York State. So they have to pretend. That's why they always use people with horrible sex addictions. That's why they hate people that don't have sex addictions anymore. At one point, I wouldn't have called it an addiction. That's such a weird. It's like when women say that they're a shopaholic. It's almost like a brag that they have money. Oh, you're a shopaholic, really? No, you like stuff. I was like that, except with sex. I was like, yeah, Anyway. So, because they want you to be exploitable. That's why the truth will set you free. If you don't have skeletons, if you don't have addictions, they can't control you at all. And so they always have these things ready to go in case you mess up in some other way. Like, let's say like, you get caught trying to help your brother who just potentially killed 9,000 elderly people. So then they're like, okay, roll out a sex allegation, because that gives the fodder, gives the narrative to allow them to avoid the actual thing that has legal repercussions. That's how it all works. All right. Spending money they probably don't have allegedly. All right, yeah, so let's just keep going. So right now is a time of great revealing, and it's great. 2020 vision, 21. Now we have 21. Does the house win or do you win? And 2022 is going to be a big year. Obviously, every year is a big year, but they knew Bill Cosby was a piece of shit for years. Only when he tried to buy NBC did the rape stuff come out. Exactly, Cod. They have folders on everybody. And that's why if you take the shame, and just get through it, it's like, okay. But, sometimes if things are really bad, then like the fact Joe Biden's going along with the agenda perfectly, like not perfectly, it's insane and obvious. That's why they don't burn Hunter. They don't burn him and all his rape allegations. And it's not fake. I knew a girl that accused Joe Biden of sexual misconduct. Like I knew her personally. Like these people exist. So it's not just all fake. The fabrication is how they edit it. Oh yeah, God, hit me with the super chat. So here's Carolina Swamp Fox Bear. Yo, I mean ho 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 and shit. Know what I'm saying? That was from Darnell. Nathaniel, hey man, thanks for all you provide. Unauthorized.tv subscriber for a few years, it feels like. Been clipping you for talk. Some get 55,000 views, others get 55 views. Then the comments. Don't know how you wade through filth of Gamma Town to bring gravy to the Bears. Appreciate, man. Thanks, NATO Bear. Yeah, it's just, it's fine. I just got used to it. But thanks for doing that. Thanks for spreading that. Those gammas are not, it's so obvious now. But is unauthorized still a scam? Is my wife still going to leave me? Am I transsexual? Like, over time, these things all fade. They all fall apart. And so the gammas are just left, like, screaming in their own little comment sections. And it's like, most people don't even read the comment section. I usually don't. I only do if I want to know more about something. And this is how I think now. Swear to God. I think if the comments are filled with gammas and unjustified hate, it means this is a good guy. I don't know if that's how you guys think. That's how I think. When the media attacks somebody, that's why I fell for the Trunk spell for a while, is because the media hated him so much. I was like, he has to be good. If I see a comment section, like if I were to watch one of my videos and didn't know who I was, and the comment section's like, he's a piece of shit, he's a liar, he's a homosexual, I'd be like, oh, this guy crushes. Because that's what it is. They only attack people that crush. When you read a comment section that's like, wow, Turning Point USA is really great for Republicans. Oh, wow. Candace Owen, you're like, oh, these are bought. These are fake. That's not real. All right, Randy says, hey, baby, this is for my booster. May I please be verified as aspiring author bear. The small amount of donation can't convey the positive impact you've had, but thank you anyway. Keep crushing onward. Yeah, and that on TikTok, that video of my wife collecting eggs went pretty viral. I got 40,000 views in a day on my TikTok, and the comments were awesome. The comments were really, really good. I think one reason I get gammas coming at me is if I touch one of their sacred cows, if I make them feel uncomfortable in any way, if they are, agitated by my opinion, because they're very, very sensitive boys. And so if you say dinosaurs are a hoax and they're wearing their dinosaur pajamas, they can't not freak out because no one in real life listens to them. So the only voice they have is in these chat rooms. And so, the lawyer representing my class action lawsuit for the jab firing used to be a judge who said BLM were a bunch of thugs, got fired. So now he's a lawyer fighting the good fight. Exactly. Guys, you don't always see it, but we're winning because the truth never works. It always gets revealed. And someone with a very sane and clear mind can see it a mile away. That's why a lot of people come to me, because I can see through it so much because I have a very sane and ordered and honest mind. I want that for everybody. Part of my flaw as a businessman is I like to empower people so much they don't even use my thing anymore. My goal always for Bertari Times app was to make the internet real life. So the goal is to get off the internet. And so if I were pitch, that's why I'm so glad I never have to pitch any of this to venture capitalists or banks or anything. Because they'd be like, okay, so how do we get them to be on the internet more? I'm like, no, it's the opposite. I want them to use my product less and be way better people. And they're like, no, but how do you make more money? And I'm like, loyalty. Because they'll have children. And it's like, so how do we monetize loyalty? I'm like, I don't know, but it's there. I just got an envelope full of cash. So that's why I don't work with that. Those business models are not working anymore. It's like Bertardi Times is for you to make like-minded friends, families, or one thing about it that's cool, where even if you just want to be on the internet and zone out at the end of the day, is when you scroll through it, you feel good, you feel positive, like the world's a good place. I only post on there maybe once a day, and it's always a really beautiful thing or a nice picture or something that I want to share that is good. And so that's the culture there. And so if you just want to be on there for a half hour and look at all the cool things people are doing, it's a great pick me up. But at the end of the day, I don't want to, grab people and hold them with cortisol like the rest of the internet. In fact, that's banned off Bertardi Times. Like there is no truth or talk or politics or trolling or any of that. None of that is there. Bo Burnham's song "Mocking Modern Country" was top tier. Me and Bo have a lot of similarities, and he doesn't steal from me. A few people have sent me this song he did. I'll try and break down the difference between joke theft and parallel thinking. Bo Burnham's a perfect example of it. And I used to hang out with the guy. Like I know him. He's a nice kid. So it's like, so he did this song about basically women need to lower their expectations, about like what a woman wants in a man and how it's impossible. And I have a song that I did years and years ago. It was like, dress really nice, but at the same time, look like you don't try. Listen like a woman, but still act like a guy. Make lots of money, but still have free time in your day. Notice her hair and her shoes, but not in a gay way. To love a woman, to be her partner in crime. To really love a woman, you gotta be two people at the same fucking time. Give her space at the same time, make her feel needed. Be confident, but don't sound conceited. She is in charge, but still you make the decisions. Kiss like a prince, but fuck her like you just left prison. To love a woman. Okay, so that song would kill. Like when I say, because the whole thing, but Bo's isn't that joke.
I denounce the end of that song.
Their expectations is not mine, and it's not new. So when another comedian, I'm just trying to equip you guys for how to identify joke theft. Dave Chappelle saying, Caitlyn Jenner was woman of the year, but hasn't been a woman for a full year, is literally word for word my joke. And his LGBT joke, word for word. It's a fact, my joke. Because it's not the idea, it's the specific joke. Bo Burnham is doing a bit about women's expectations, which is a very known idea. If he were to create this like schizophrenic back and forth thing and then say you have to be two people at the same time, that would be joke theft. He didn't. So that's the difference. And because we do have some parallel thinking. We're both really tall piano playing comedians. So it's like we're going to have some with like mild autism, I think. That's what BB is dressed like today. What am I dressed like today? A lesbian? We're about to talk about lesbians, by the way. Someone stole my dream catcher hanging on the rear view mirror joke. I don't know that joke. Like a guy that would be so obvious that it's a stolen joke is Mitch Hedberg. Because Mitch Hedberg would have like absolute, specific, and extremely unique jokes. My joke is just about that you got to be two people at the same time, is the concept that the woman wants the animal, the mechanic and the professor at different times of the month. They want the mechanic, the masculine. They want the construction worker to have the strong DNA to get it done, to bang them when they're ovulating. And then when they're not, they want the learned, sensitive professor to like be a good father. And that is all it is. And so when you understand that, you don't get mad at them, because that's literally how they're designed. The woman is made from the rib. And so be kind to them, because if you try to straighten out the rib too much, it breaks. But if you just leave it alone, it stays crooked. That's actually in the Quran, I think. I don't know. I saw a meme that Muhammad said that. I don't know if that was like somebody just told a buddy, or if that's actually in the Quran. But I thought that was a really good quote. Or at least he's not dressed like Liberace. All right, so check this out. I think about Mitch's escalator joke all the time. One aspect of a great joke is it sticks with you after the laugh. Yeah, escalators never break. They just become stairs. Another one of Mitch's jokes that, again, like if you heard someone else do it, you'd be like, that's literally a Mitch Hedberg joke. He said, wearing a turtleneck is like being constantly strangled by a really weak person. Like no one else is just going to think of that and do it. It's like, that's very unique. And a lot of my jokes are very unique. That's why it's easy to spot when they're stolen. The least unique one is the Chris D'Elia one. He could have thought of that on his, like, it's not a stretch to think about, how sports would be a lot more exciting if it was actual Vikings versus actual Giants. I more compared the two because I got to show how I could actually, and I did mine first, but that one is the least stolen, in my opinion. It might not even be stolen, but like the Chappelle ones are stolen. Like that someone listened to it, wrote it down, and recreated it. I got to take that idea and make it so much funnier than someone like him is allowed to do. And so that's more why I was showing that. I used to like tennis until I learned I would never be as good as a wall. Mitch Hedberg. Exactly. You hear someone else do that. That's, those observational jokes, although I did have one that someone else had already done. I said, boomerangs are Frisbees for lonely people. And someone else had already done that joke that I had not heard. And so sometimes there can be, I think every comedian gets one, maybe two crossovers of anybody. If you have two of the same comedians, you're stealing. The LGBTQ joke is basically word for word. No denying that one is stolen. That one's one of the most stolen jokes in the history of stand-up comedy. I'm not kidding. It's long. It's very specific. And it's telling a story, and it's just so obviously stolen. And it's so unique. I mean, most people wouldn't even touch that topic. So it's not like there's thousands of comedians all doing the same topic. Anyway, so Joel Osteen's always been a piece of shit. Watch this again. That's why these people hate social media and freedom in the internet, is because they're such jokes. They're such clowns. Like, just look at Joel Osteen like, give me money. I'm a demon. If that was me, think about how that wouldn't work on me. Like, if somebody wanted to take a picture with me and they're doing this thing like, oh, do you know you're a piece of shit, right? I'd be like, I'm not a piece of shit. And then we could have the conversation. But like these frauds, they just hide. Maybe, do you have any of your jokes copyrighted? You can't copyright jokes, which I actually think is good. My first two specials that both had some of my best jokes on Comedy Central. Comedy Central presents Owen Benjamin, which is a half hour, and then High Five Till It Hurts, which is an hour. And they don't allow it anywhere. They own them. And that's just the performance. I can't imagine if they own the jokes. Like, if they owned the jokes and I was like sued if I did it on my live stream, that would be a nightmare. So I'm glad that the grabblers can't own your thoughts. It's way worth it to just have. That's why it has to be policed by honor. It has to be policed by people looking at them like they're losers for stealing jokes. Copyright jokes would be a logistical nightmare. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Like suing someone for, how do you prove it? How do you prove it wasn't parallel thinking? There is a lot of parallel thinking. So you just know. You know it when you see it. That Comedy Central show is the first time I saw BB. It's a great special. Yeah, it really holds up too. It's from 2013, and it's really funny. Like, there's a lot of good music jokes in there. That's where I did the this is the only thing Timberland added to the song "It's Too Late to Apologize." And then the band's like, "Sorry, you're an angel, then you go and put me down." It's like, and then I did Timberland producing Beethoven. And then I was like, that would never happen. Timberland would be like, no, Beethoven would be like, what the fuck, Timberland? You're dead, and you want my money? No, fuck you. And then that tagged a joke from earlier about how deaf people can speak through windows. That's why I never want to work with any executive ever again for any amount of money. They wouldn't let me do deaf guy voice. So I had to be like, fuck you, Timberland, or whatever. They don't care if you say fuck, but you can't do deaf guy voice. That's in how they talk. Fact. Like, you can't do an imitation of someone. Why? Because you think you're better than them? I don't think I'm better than deaf people. That's one of my old jokes. Is my brother used to always envy people. Other people normally wouldn't envy. And one of them were at dinner at a restaurant, and like a deaf guy goes outside. He's talking to his deaf guy. He's having a cigarette. And his deaf friend is like still in the restaurant, and they're still talking. And my brother goes, "I wish I was deaf." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "They can speak through glass." And I'm like, "You can learn sign language." He goes, "No, brother, I'm not deaf." And then he was like, another one was his buddy was going to jail for a drug charge. He's like, "Man, I wish I was in jail." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Fucking no rent. You just get to work out with your buddies all day, read books. Lucky bastard." And then there was another one. Oh, he didn't want balls. He's like, "Man, like, I think we neutered our dog." And he's like, "Man, I wish I didn't have balls." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I'm always getting these boners and I'm always wanting to fuck." And I'm like, so you want to be a deaf guy with no balls in jail? He's like, "Yes, brother." And so, biggest punchline, a deaf guy can't hear deaf guy voice. It's so ridiculous. These people are so fucking dumb. And that's the best part of the Kali Yuga, the apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, is we don't have to listen to them anymore. So anyway, the whole punchline was they were in a recording studio. And I couldn't do this on my special because the Jews were too offended. It's unbelievable, these people. "Oh, no, you can't do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go jerk off on this ficus plant." It's all out in the open now, okay? Oh, and one arm. That was the other one. You want to be one arm. Oh, yeah. When I got pulled over, the one arm joke. You have to have two hands on the wheel. Well, what if I was one armed? Is it illegal to be a one-armed driver? What? So theoretically, if I was one armed and this is my bonus arm and I hold my phone with my bonus arm, it's like, step out of the vehicle. He's like, as he's handcuffing me, I'm laughing. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "I don't want to tell you. You're going to get mad." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "If I was one armed, you couldn't handcuff me." And so anyway, so the big punchline is Timberland's producing Beethoven, and he's like, Timberland's like, he's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, Timberland can't even hear him.
I gotta pause this for a second because I just opened up YouTube to see recent stuff. And Fox 7, their Christmas tree, no, not Fox 7, but Fox News, their Christmas tree was burnt up. Somebody set their Christmas tree on fire. Karma. I gotta share it really quick. It's a quick clip. Nobody likes you, Fox 7. We don't like you, people. You're not people. Okay. Oh, I'm not sharing it here. Destruction to the pagan nation, starting with your statue.
All right, a bit of breaking news for you tonight. You're looking at live images. This is the Fox Square in New York, outside of Fox headquarters. It appears that our giant Christmas tree there, just a couple of minutes ago, was completely engulfed in flames. It appears crews are there on the scene. You see the smoke in the aftermath. They're trying to get that under control. We're going to keep you posted. It is a large, beautiful, highly decorated tree right there on the Avenue of the Americas, 6th Avenue there in New York City. But our thanks to the crews who look like they've just about got that thing under control. We will continue to track it and let you know when we find out more about what has happened there. But it looks like folks are safe and sound for now.
At about 12:15 last night, a man was seen climbing the tree and then lighting the tree on fire. Building security was able to tackle him to the ground.
Hey, I bet you that's a lie. A man was climbing the tree. Look at that. Do you think a man could climb that tree? Yeah, has anyone ever climbed a Christmas tree before? I mean, I know cats can climb trees. But no, people don't climb trees. I bet you that's a lie. I bet you it went mysteriously up in flames and they can't explain it.
Called police who arrested him.
And they're always like, we got the bad guy. We got him. We got it. We caught the guy. Could he climb the rungs of that thing? I mean, if you wanted to set a tree on fire, would you climb it? No. I think that's a lie. We caught the guy. Yes.
This city has gone south when it comes to safety. We don't feel safe when we come to work in the morning. We don't feel safe when we go home at night. Through the years, thousands, hundreds of thousands of tourists have come to New York City to celebrate the Christmas season, and they walk up and down 5th Avenue and our street, 6th
Kind of
Avenue.
all we have left,
and
right?
they look at the lights. And today there are no lights because somebody burned down our Christmas tree.
And I hope we put it back. I mean, I hope we put it back.
I hope we build it back bigger and better.
And we have we got to do a sequel to the Christmas tree lighting.
We have also just learned that the Christmas tree
Build back better.
They're always like perpetual victims.
did catch fire overnight. It's unknown if the fire was started deliberately or was accidental in nature. As you can see from photos shared online, half of the decorated tree has been destroyed.
An arson investigation underway now after someone set a Christmas tree on fire at a popular holiday spot in the East Bay. Crown Force's Eve June takes a look at the damage done and what you can do to help.
The street, Broadway, and water. It's like they lit a Christmas tree on fire. How far can you cover?
You are looking at photos of the Christmas tree at Jack London Square in Oakland. These pictures were taken after the tree was set on fire overnight Monday at around 1:20 a.m.
I do not condone violence on this channel. I do not recommend violence. I do not condone violence. But what's funny is it's like they're gonna, I don't know, you put this stuff out in the media, you're giving people ideas. But I don't think that, I don't know. I don't believe the one in Manhattan was lit by a man. They're like, he was seen climbing the tree and then setting it on fire.
It doesn't look like a tree you could climb. And then they're like, and we caught the guy. We arrested the guy. We caught him. We're heroes. No, I don't think any of that is true. I bet you it went up mysteriously. But, you know, they always want to lie and make stuff up to make themselves look better and to make it seem like we've got it under control. No, you don't. They don't have anything under control, clearly. All right, back to Owen Benjamin. By the way, I denounce his perversion, you know, but what can you do? You take the good with the bad. I don't like the perversion talk.
And the Jews were like, no, that offends us. It's unbelievable.
They're perpetual victims.
Look at Sarah Silverman. Oh my God. It's just so disgusting. Me and Amy were laughing. There is zero chance I would ever take a single note from any Hollywood executive ever again for any amount of money. Like, we were literally laughing out loud at how absolutely I would never, ever do that. Like, they'd be like, we love the joke. And since we gave you $100,000, we need you to change it. I'd be like, fuck you. And they'd be like, oh, right, because I'm a Jew. Oh, no, you're trying to put me in a gas chamber again. Oh, my man. Oh, he's clipping me. Dude, I'm so happy to be out of their hell world. So don't fear getting canceled. It's the best thing that can possibly happen. All right, let's continue. What happens if you don't get canceled? You end up like Jonah Hill. Look at Jonah Hill now, guys. That's a lesbian couple. All right, that's Jonah Hill and his quote-unquote girlfriend. Look at that mess. Okay, but they did just get a new job, however. Jonah Hill opens a Subaru car dealership in the Valley. Hollywood Stars starts a new business venture no one expected. He literally looks like a female meth-addicted Subaru salesman. That's insane, guys. And other people, like right now, everyone's talking about Keanu. Everyone's talking about Keanu. Oh my God, Keanu. Matrix is coming. Did you hear Keanu once saved a pigeon's life? Did you know Keanu once took a picture with an old woman and didn't try to finger her? Oh my God, he's the coolest celebrity ever. Oh my God, Keanu didn't finger me. And I was spread too. Unbelievable. Anyway, Keanu Reeves dresses very...
Sorry about the perversion. I'm going to share a clip. Speaking of building back better, I had a video today about Elon Musk denouncing the build back better BS, and I just wanted to hear it. I haven't listened to it yet. Build back better. It like couldn't be further from the truth. It's like, you know, in Book of Revelations, God destroys everything, right? Yeah, there's no build back better.
About the infrastructure plan and the bill. Say tomorrow you get a phone call from Joe Biden and he says,
I think that's unlikely, but sure.
You know, he just gives you a call and he says, you know, I haven't been talking a lot about Tesla lately, but you know, what do you need from this bill? What are your needs?
But at least no one in Tesla has actually brought up whether they care about this bill or not. I think if this bill happened or didn't happen, I don't know. We don't think about it at all, really.
Okay.
It might be better. Honestly, it might be better if the bill doesn't pass. Because we've spent so much money. You know, it's like $3 trillion federal expenditures, or $7 trillion. Federal revenue is $4 trillion. That's a $3 trillion difference in. If this was a company, it'd be a $3 trillion loss. We don't need the $7,500 tax credit. I would say, honestly, I would just can this whole bill. Don't pass it. That's my recommendation.
What about the support though for the charging network? I mean, there are parts of this bill.
No, I mean, you know, do we need support for gas stations? We don't. So there's no need for this for support for a charging network. I would delete it. Delete.
Okay.
Something's got to give. You can't just spend $3 trillion more than you earn every year and expect don't expect something bad to happen. I think this is not good.
Well, Mitch McConnell's actually saying.
In fact, if I may elaborate on that, the deficit is more than $3 trillion when you look at the future obligations. It's much more than that if you look at future obligations for Social Security, Medicare, and so forth. So we're running this incredible deficit. Someone's got to give. I don't know. This can't keep going.
All right, but there's some other good things in this bill that some would argue. I mean, a lot of money earmarked for R&D. Would you want to put that towards something?
No.
Okay. All right. We get what you're saying on it.
In general, we should just if we don't cut government spending, something really bad's going to happen. This is crazy. Our spending is so far in excess of revenue. It's insane. Like, you could zero out all billionaires in the country. There's almost like anti-billionaire BS. If you zeroed out all the billionaires, you still wouldn't solve the deficit.
Yeah, it's like if they keep just pouring money into the system, you're exploiting people in the form of it's like they used to exploit people for, virtual slavery. And now people are without meaningful work. People want meaningful work. They want to have a meaningful life. They want families. They want to have meaningful work. And it's like if they just keep, pouring money into this deficit, ugh, just let it all collapse. The economy collapses. Just this was my white magic all along. You just collapse with it. Like help, like I assist the collapse by not holding on to a dying system. Yeah. So he's no hero, by the way. You still keep yourself on your toes when it comes to Elon Musk. He's still no hero just because he denounces Build Back Better. I was watching it and I'm like, he's gonna say something wizardry at the end, right? He's like, we're watching you, Elon. They want to act like they're heroes, but also make sure they don't do any wizardry. Like denounce Build Back Better, but then be like, I'm the new Dr. Evil of the world. I don't think he's evil. I wanted to say, I don't know. Do I want to say this? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. It's not even relevant. It's just some gossip. Okay, yeah, I will. All right, I will. So if you guys have heard Grimes's new song, Player of Games, obviously she's talking about Elon Musk. And I feel like this is a typical, okay, these biological robots, Grimes is a biological robot. Women are like property of Hank, property of Hank's world. I belong to Hank. I am a clone for Hank. Satan. And they don't comprehend reality. They push their own reality. So in the song, it's like she's making it seem like the split is like in her favor somehow. It's weird. The kid is probably an alliance, but the thing with Satan is he does not follow through on his promises, and because he has no moral compass, right? He's got no moral compass. So all good men want to do the right thing, though, obviously, right? So it wouldn't be unusual for him to agree to this alliance, to have this marriage, to have this kid, to mix the genetics with a biological robot and him. But we just don't get along with these people because they can't comprehend reality. They are programmed to serve Satan. And they're impossible to get along with. They're impossible to have a long and happy lasting marriage and life with because they are just such impossible people, and they are used for diabolical, maybe not like super diabolical, but gatekeeping type of things. So I just think it's so entertaining that she put out the song Player of Games acting like, oh, if I loved you any less, I'd make you stay. She doesn't love. They don't love. They do not have the capacity to love. Biological robots cannot love. So it's like she's propagating herself as having love. No, they don't have love. And she's also making it sound like this is like all because I'm some sort of hero. When in actuality, it's probably because you people are impossible. Well, they're not people. These biological robotic people are impossible to have a long and lasting happy life with. So, yeah. It's not idol worship. It's not celebrity worship for Elon. Because he is somebody. Like he is Enlil. He is Pluto. Like he's a god. I mean, there are human gods out there. So it's not idol worship. And I study. I mean, I stay in tune with that one. Keep that one on his toes. He keeps us on our toes. We keep that one on our toes. They don't, because I think they don't really know. Like they need to. They want the singularity, right? He wants the singularity, which naturally, why wouldn't you? Everything gets destroyed without it. So there's a new alliance that is forming, and there's an old one falling away. We're watching it. You know, the whole world is like, we're just like, okay, machine, like, go cannibalize yourselves. You know, just okay. You know, oh, tell that to yourself. Tell that to your people. I don't care. Don't tell it to me. You know, people naysay, like, go tell yourself that. Don't tell me that. We don't care. Like, leave the machine, let it cannibalize itself, because we want to create a better world over here. So that something's got to give. That's like total destruction of the world as we knew it.
Yay.
Oh, and Pluto and Venus conjunct this weekend.